What's up, guys? This is Aaron, and it is time for college football week 11 best bets. I got four for you again. Kind of hard this week. A lot of lines moved pretty early in the week. I didn't particularly like this card, so just trying to eke out a little bit of value here. We are 67 and 53 on the year, up a little more than 8 units. That goes to about like 13 if you got all the live plays. Coming off a 7-5 week, so let's just try to maintain and improve on that. So game number one, we're going to go Army in North Texas. We're going to go over 62 and a half. I'd play that up to 63. So obviously Army, a great rushing option team. They're even throwing the ball pretty well now. North Texas, really explosive offense. They move lightning fast down the field, big plays, quick strike touchdowns, things like that. Horrible defense, one of the worst defenses in the country. So you've got two good offenses. You've got one really bad defense, and then one defense that's so used to defending the option in practice that, every time that they go up against a good passing attack with good receivers, it's really hard for them to, to turn around and be able to defend the pass like that. They're not exceptionally sized either. So, like, for instance, they played the best offense they played all year was ECU, and they gave up 28 points in that game, and ECU didn't even score in the first half. So they scored 28 points just in the second half. So hopefully we get more of the same here. As far as the stats go, Army, number 3 in the country in yards per carry. North Texas defense, number 101 defending yards per carry. They give up over 5 yards per carry. Army's getting like 6.5 yards per carry. Army on offense, number 3 in the country in yards per play. North Texas offense, number 5 in the country in yards per play. Both of these teams, we're getting, 5, 6, 7, 8 yards a pop. So hopefully we can get more of the same. So let's go over the total. The second game is going to be, let's go Iowa State minus 2.5 against Kansas. So it opened 3.5, got bet down to 3. I got it at 3. It's down even further to 2.5, and okay, Iowa State sort of coming back down a little bit. They lost their last game, got exposed just a little bit, but, my deal here is with Kansas, Jalen Daniels has not really played that well this season. Pretty good, not great. I'm a little worried about the coaching because how do you lose 5 games with a lead going into the fourth quarter? Kansas, they lost by 3 against UNLV, had the lead going into the fourth. They lost to West Virginia by 4, had the lead going into the fourth. Lost to Arizona State by 4, lost to Kansas State by 2, and they lost to Illinois by 6. And some of those games were at home too. We were on Illinois. So we've kind of we were on UNLV and Illinois and Kansas State. So we've bet a lot of Kansas games this year. So we've seen a lot of Kansas football. They play pretty well and they are competitive for 3 quarters. And then, in the fourth quarter, it's like the coaching breaks down. The team just really can't put that fourth quarter together to get wins. So that's why they have a losing record. We like Matt Campbell against the spread. On the road, he's got a winning record against the spread as a as a road favorite. So off a loss, he's also got a winning record. So let's take Iowa State minus 2.5. The third game is going to be Penn State and Washington. We're going to go under 47, which is still there at Bookmaker. Mostly 46.5s. That's okay too. I do think that this is just going to be a lower scoring game. Both teams are playing good defense this year. Not particularly fast on offense. A lot of running the ball for Penn State. They've got some quarterback, injury situation. So I really don't think that this is that game where they just like open it up and try to run up the score or anything. I think if they can just eke out a win here, they can win out on their schedule and, and still be playoff bound. They don't have to do anything special here. Probably first team to 20 wins situation. Both teams are in the top 10 in holding their opponents below their season average. So with every team that they've played this year, both teams are top 10 in holding their opponents below what their opponents normally get. Something like 100 yards per game each. So if their opponent averages 400 yards per game, these teams are only giving up 300 of that team. That's pretty significant here. We saw last game, Washington was able to hold a Lincoln Riley offense down into the 20s, low 20s, I think 21 maybe. With a good quarterback and everything, probably an even better offense than what Penn State's got overall. Let's see. And this year, Washington is 0-3 against the spread as an away dog. So probably going to lose the game, but probably still play pretty good defense for us. This is the whiteout game for Penn State, so I do think that they'll come ready to play some really good defense. So let's take under 47 or 46.5. And the last one's going to be Boston College on the money line. You can get minus 125. It's still available. Take that up to a minus 130. That's also available. So they're playing Syracuse at home. Syracuse has already got their 6 wins for bowl eligibility, so they'd like to win, but it's not, make or break. Whereas Boston College here with a new coach, Bill O'Brien, they're 4-4, so they got to find 2 wins, to end the season just to make a bowl. This is a great spot for them to do that at home. Really like a make or break because their remaining games are not that easy for them. Syracuse has a awful pass defense. So, with Castellanos, quarterback for Boston College, he's not a great passer, but he's a decent enough passer, and he's a really good runner. So, he can stretch the field, get you some first downs on the ground, and then once that opens up the pass, he's good enough. He's got a 17-4 touchdown ratio. That's really good, whereas Kyle McCord, he's been pretty bad. And really with Kyle McCord, he's thrown 12 interceptions already this season. He threw, I think, 5 against Pitt, so that, and it's not really that they're unlucky interceptions as much as he's just throwing into really tight windows. The whole Pitt game, he's throwing into tight windows. The receivers can't get any separation, and so he's throwing, a curl, a slant, whatever it is, into tight coverage, and then the defense is able to kind of like tip the ball up in the air, and at that point, it's very common for the defense to be swarming already to the ball. So you're definitely going to give up interceptions that way. Very hard to score, very hard to win games when you play like that. So let's go Boston College money line minus 125. All right, so that's 4 for you. Right now in the background, we're sweating out Iowa minus 6. You should have gotten that one. Just follow in the Discord for the rest of the plays. I post them on Twitter as well, so you get them there too. Like and subscribe, and let's win, guys.